and you were asking what's one of the solutions. One of the solutions is to use our emotional intelligence, especially the aspect of self-awareness, and recognize, is to do a checkup in ourselves and ask ourselves, is this who I am? Is this my happy, healthy me? Do I feel good? And after asking ourselves if we are okay or not, is, can I make it better by myself, or do I need to ask for help?
I
And I
love
believe
that.
that's a step number one. That's the beginning of, a journey of healing. The
Yeah.
opposite is just, the beginning of the end, probably, right? It's collapsing more and more and more. So we have to be true to ourselves. We can lie in front of everybody else, right? But we cannot lie ourselves in the mirror. And we need to be our own thermometer of our well-being.
Absolutely. So, can I make myself better? And can I do it by myself, or do I need help from somebody?
Yeah. And asking for help is something very complex. And I want to make it clear because it's scary. Asking for help is probably the most vulnerable moment of your life, right? You need to not only recognize that you have a gap, that could be a gap in something that you don't know how to do, as simple as that, right? Or could be, I am suffering, or I am in pain, which is probably more traumatic even. And need to go in front of someone emotionally naked, right?
Mm,
And in your most vulnerable situation, and say, I need help. And that takes courage. So it's not the weak person, the one that asks for help. It's actually the strongest one, the one that will go and ask for help. And we need to applaud ourselves when we recognize our gaps, and when we have the value to go and say, please help me.
yeah, absolutely, definitely. So we have the first step there, which totally makes sense. You have to speak to yourself and kind of figure out, you know, is this something you can do by yourself, or do you need help? What's the second step?
The second step is to look someone that you trust, right? When you are asking for help. Sometimes help means just calling your friend and saying, I'm feeling alone. I would like to compare my thoughts with someone else, and hear, unbiased feedback. And that could be as simple as that. Or to call one of our colleagues and say, you know what, I am overwhelmed. My family is going through a difficult time. I cannot finish this work. Could you help me? But sometimes it gets to a different level, and it's the time that you need to go to a counselor, a psychologist, a physician, and go and ask for this extra support that requires more evaluation, right? And a more complex assessment of what is going on. We need to remember that when we get to the point that we are asking for help, especially because we feel very tired, or because our body is not functioning appropriately, because we have depression, anxiety, insomnia, whatever it is, chronic stress, we are already having changes in our body, physiological changes in our body, and we need to create a new balance. And that needs expertise.
Yeah, definitely. That's unbelievably true.